Well, it is my pleasure now to introduce Senator the Honourable Fiona Nash, Assistant Minister for Health.
Thank you, Angela, very much. Can I firstly acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet and pay my respect to elders past and present. To Michael, to John, to the fantastic Ambassador Kim Crow, what an absolute sensation you are. And I can't let the moment pass without acknowledging Ned. Because he really is the future, and I'll come back to Ned in just a little bit. Firstly, apologies from the Prime Minister. And I would just like to read a message for you from him. And I quote, "I am pleased to provide this message for the Australian Drug Foundation's National Good Sports Awards. The National Good Sports Awards recognise achievements by outstanding individuals and sports clubs. The Good Sports program is helping over 6,000 sporting clubs to manage alcohol safely and responsibly. The government acknowledges the role this program plays in building stronger communities. That is why we have committed more than $19 million over 4 years to the Australian Drug Foundation so that it can continue this important program. Alcohol misuse harms families and hinders the capacity of our country to grow and succeed. I congratulate everyone nominated today. Your efforts are helping to make a real difference to your communities. I send my best wishes to you all for an enjoyable event." The Honourable Tony Abbott, Prime Minister of Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute delight to be here with you today. And as we were just saying on our table, in a sector where often things can be quite difficult from a political perspective and indeed out in the communities, what a great opportunity to be here in this room today with such a positive feeling about such great work that is being done across our communities. And I think it is something we are all very, very much appreciating. I am the Federal Minister responsible for drugs and alcohol, and in that capacity here today, it is tremendous to see the work that is being done in our communities. Certainly in that capacity, I recognise the importance of community clubs right across the nation, cities, regional areas, rural areas, remote areas, and the contribution that community clubs make to our society is really enormous. I'm also a National Party Senator. I've represented rural and regional areas for the last nearly 10 years, and I'm a farmer from central New South Wales. And one of the things that consistently strikes me is the importance of those community sporting clubs out in our regional areas. They are the hub of the communities, they're the life of the communities, often they're the central point of those communities. And that's what makes them so important in playing the leadership role that they do, indeed the leadership role that so many of you are playing that are here in this room today. But probably even more importantly than both of those roles is I'm a mother. And my husband David and I have 2 boys. Will's nearly 22, Henry's just turned 20. They're both at university, and I live in that world, as so many others do, of having your young teenagers growing into adults, being part of what is quite a tricky world to traverse for young people these days. And that's why it's so important that the ADF, the Good Sports program, and all of you here in this room are doing what you're doing. Because as John said earlier, it's about changing the culture. It's not about saying no, it's about moving away from risky drinking. It's about moving away from those behaviours we know are going to lead to harms. It's about changing the culture. And that can only happen from leadership at the community level. And that's why it's just so tremendous to see all of you here in this room today, hearing about what you're doing from little places like Denmark, 5,000 population in Western Australia, affecting the change they have because there's been local leadership prepared to stand up, to step up to the plate and say, we are going to make some change. And that is what is so very exciting to see. From a government level, we can have all the policy we like, but if we haven't got people on the ground getting to the point saying, this is no longer acceptable, we need to make this change, then we simply can't do the job we need to do as part of the government. It's very much a team effort. And today is all about recognising what you do and the change that you have affected, and the great news stories, the terrific stories that we're seeing from the changes that have been made on the ground and making a change to people's lives. And indeed, we were just discussing that often those community clubs, no matter where they are in the country, they're often like a family. And providing that change and providing them that opportunity, particularly for our young people, to have somewhere to go, someone to talk to about all those issues they might not be prepared to raise with other people, that is just a tremendous and a significant outcome. And I think in this room today, it really strikes me that some people talk about making change, others make it happen. And you have all really made that change for the better happen. So congratulations to all of you who've been nominated. Congratulations to all the winners of the awards. Congratulations particularly to John and Michael for the work you're doing. Indeed, all of you in this room. Tremendous, tremendous outcomes that we've seen, and you all should be very proud of yourselves and your clubs, and all the best for the rest of the day. Thank you.